CapCut just dropped a brand new update that nobody knows about yet, and this one might just be my favorite one yet because it is kind of actually illegal for them to do this. So, in this video, I'm gonna show you what this feature is, how they got away with doing this, and why this could be a game changer for video editors everywhere. Let's dive right in. All right, so here's what we have to work with. This is an extremely low-budget music video for an artist called Quinn, and all the footage was shot by me and a friend on our phones. Now, normally, when you're working with this type of footage, the process looks something like this. You get your footage, you import it into Premiere Pro. You make a new composition or comp. As we say, you click CTRL, plus throw your footage into the timeline, and then you would spend at least an hour color matching each clip to make sure that all the colors are consistent. That's a long time to spend on something that doesn't even guarantee good results. Sometimes, no matter how much you try, the colors just don't match. Now, this is where the new illegal feature comes in. So if you go up to the top left corner of CapCut and click on these three little dots, you can access a very secret menu, and at the bottom of this menu, there is an option called Real-Time Reverse. Color Match. What this does is exactly what you think it does, but way better than anything else out there. Let me show you what I mean. If you click this button while you're in this composition, CapCut will instantly reverse engineer the colors from your phone camera and apply it to every single clip, making sure the colors look the same as they did before. But that's not all. It also works on every single track in your timeline. So let's actually try this out. So here, is the original footage that we worked with, and here is the reversed engineered footage from and you can see the difference between the two is astronomical. In just a matter of seconds, CapCut has done something that would take an expert colorist at least an hour to do manually. Now, obviously, there's some differences. Like the background here is slightly darker in CapCut's version, but it's literally 95% accurate, which is unheard of. Like, how is this even possible? How did they make this feature work? Well, if you go to their website and scroll all the way down to the bottom and read through the update, it turns out that CapCut purchased a company called Luca. Now, if you don't know what Luca is, it is a super fascinating piece of technology that analyzes your footage and automatically makes your videos look cinematic. And to understand how this works, we're gonna have to understand how cameras work. When a camera records footage, they do it in what's called a log profile. A log profile is basically a picture profile that gives you maximum dynamic range and latitude. But the trade-off is that's straight out of camera. It looks absolutely horrible. Now, there's a reason behind this. You see, when a camera captures light, it's in RGB. But when you store that data in your computer, you store it in something called YC. This is a different color space that separates the luminance or the brightness of a pixel from its color information. So YCBCR essentially says, okay, this pixel is bright and it's blue. Whereas RGB is more like, okay, this pixel has a red, green, and blue value of 0, 100. 100. See the difference? Because of this change in color space, when you play back your footage on a monitor, which is also in RGB, your footage will look really flat. Now, obviously, you could fix this by putting a LUT or a lookup table onto your footage, which is essentially a color space converter. So now, you tell your computer, hey, instead of showing me this very flat image, turn it into something that looks a little bit more normal. This is where things get interesting, though. When you upload your footage to YouTube, YouTube converts your footage into something called Rec. 709. Basically, YouTube takes your footage and squishes it into a smaller color space, so it can be properly displayed on monitors and TVs. The issue is that this conversion process leads to a ton of color information being lost. This is where Luma comes in. Luma is basically a loop that analyzes your footage and reverses the conversion process, allowing you to get back a lot of the color information that was lost. So now you have your original footage back, which is really cool. But it gets even cooler because if you look at this example here, you can see that the shadows are lifted. and the highlights are rolled off, essentially giving you a much higher dynamic range. And this is exactly what the company that CapCut acquired called Luca does. They reverse engineer your footage and use machine learning to train models that can reconstruct your original image, giving you back all the colors that were lost and also improving your dynamic range as well. Now, obviously, we're in the very early stages of testing this tool. It's honestly insane. So I recommend you guys head over to CapCut right now and try this tool out for yourself and let me know what you think in the comments below. But there is still one question that I have, which is why are they giving this feature away for free? I mean, we all know that they're probably going to charge for it eventually. But why are they giving it away for free right now? Well, it is. Probably because they're trying to get as many people to adopt this feature as possible so that when they do monetize it, everyone is already used to it and hopefully everyone will pay for it. That's just my guess though. But anyways, thanks so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Now here's another video that I think you might like.